Hey there. Welcome to Cool Sentences, a fiction podcast featuring the tales of Johnny Wiseley. I'm your host, Vlad Forgac. Derek Nyberg is on assignment. So, when was the last time you actually talked to a character from a story? Well, Johnny Wiseley is here to tell us about his first episode. Hi, Johnny.
Well, hello, Vlad.
So what's going on in the world of Johnny Wiseley?
Well, as you know, Vlad, my world is about to be invaded by aliens from a far-off planet. So in order to protect ourselves, we grow roses.
Okay, well, that sounds a little...
far-fetched. I know, but you see, aliens want to turn us all into weeds, you see. So it's all rather complicated.
Couldn't you just get a nuclear bomb and destroy them?
Well, yes, but unfortunately my town of Rose-shire is located in northern England, so money's a little tight.
So what happens? How do you fight these aliens?
We grow roses, Vlad. Beautiful, lush roses.
And that stops the invasion?
Got any better ideas?
Well, no. And in today's first episode...
Well, I just want to talk about my Uncle Theodore and his love for peanut butter sandwiches and my niece Emma.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Thanks, Johnny.
Yeah, you're most welcome.
You're listening to Cool Sentences, a fiction podcast recorded in Phuket, Thailand.
Johnny Wiseley.
My uncle, dear old Theodore, was in a bad way. No doubt about it. For the last 6 months, all he wanted to do was to perfect the perfect peanut butter sandwich. But his attempts to perfect the perfect peanut butter sandwich left everybody scratching their noggins. I mean, Theodore was a pretty accomplished fella and was living the high life, spending most of his time in his garden growing his roses and geraniums. He spent a lot of time on his flowers, and he had a good reason to, because Theodore had won the local rose and geranium show 3 times in a row. No one in all of England grew roses as voluptuous as Theodore Wiseley. Why, he was even invited to Buckingham Palace to visit the Queen, but Theodore declined the invitation as he was in his blue period, which meant long, late nights with his bottle of Rose-shire and a book. So after all the commotion died down, Theodore turned his thoughts toward peanut butter sandwiches, for no reason in particular, but some say it was his way of winning the affections of his granddaughter, Emma, who had grown quite sullen over the death of her mother, Theodore's only daughter, a bright bonnet of a lass named Susan. He even asked Emma to help him by trying out all the different spreads, but she complained it just stuck to the roof of her mouth. Then one day, Theodore, being a peanut butter purist, finally gave in to temptation and decided to add something to his sandwiches. In a daring move, Theodore spread a lathering swath of blueberry jam on top of the peanut butter. And it seemed to work. Emma started coming downstairs for lunch earlier than usual, and over the coming days, the sullen girl seemed to change. Finally, after numerous experimentations, and on the day before his 90th birthday, Theodore offered Emma his latest concoction, a peanut butter sandwich layered with avocado. Theodore held his breath. Emma took a big bite, and after a gulp of milk, smiled brightly with the peanut butter, green avocado, and white bread still mashed against her teeth.
You've done it, Grandpa. It's perfect.
Theodore was relieved. The girl was back to her young self, and he could go back to his garden and tend to his roses and geraniums. He thought to himself maybe next year he would visit Buckingham Palace, and there in the great Windsor Hall he would offer Her Majesty something that a queen would appreciate. Not a pretty rose to admire, but something more substantial. The perfect peanut butter sandwich. The perfect snack to soak up all your worries and fears, to comfort even a queen in these dark and troubled times. But even though Uncle Theodore had perfected the perfect peanut butter sandwich and was the top florist in his village, his meeting with the Queen wasn't meant to be. You see, life has a funny twist sometimes, and the very next year, a young upstart by the name of Harrison Meadows took the top prize in the local rose and geranium show. And, well, the controversy about that is still talked about to this day. And how does my Uncle Theodore feel about that? Well, that's another story I'll share with you tomorrow. Okay, bye for now. Your friend, Johnny Wiseley.
You're listening to Cool Sentences, a fiction podcast recorded in Phuket, Thailand.
Johnny Wiseley. Johnny Wiseley. Johnny Wiseley. Johnny Wiseley.
Okay, so a story about peanut butter sandwiches. Who knew? I thought it was quite nice of Uncle Theodore to dedicate his time to making peanut butter sandwiches for his niece Emma. But avocado? Okay, you're listening to Cool Sentences, a fiction podcast. And I suppose next episode, we'll find out about the alien invasion.